Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at the 10 creepiest things ever found in woods. The woods can be one of two things, beautiful or scary. Sure, woods can be scary and creepy on their own, but these are the creepiest things ever to be found in woods that will keep you up at night. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to my new channel, The Crafty. There's amazing videos on there, and if you comment on the latest crafty videos saying you subscribed, you'll get a shout out in the next top 10s video. So do that, and why not enable notifications too. Coming in at number 10 is girl. Unlike some of the creepy things found in the woods on this list, this was actually not found by a person, but a camera. Trail cameras are often set up in woods so hunters can track animals to shoot. But one man caught something very bizarre on his trail cam. The camera was located out in the middle of nowhere in the woods in Canada. However, in the trail cam image, you can see a little girl. Now this is already creepy enough, but one thing that makes this all the more scary is the deer. Deer always sprint away when a person comes near them, but for some reason they didn't with this girl. Some say this is proof that the girl is a ghost or spirit, otherwise the deer would have ran. How do you explain this creepy trail cam image? Next up is dolls. Like the woods, dolls are one of two things. If you used to have dolls as kids, then they were likely all cuddly and cute. But think about Annabelle or Chucky and you'll realize dolls can be creepy. Well, you may be surprised to learn that the creepiest dolls exist on a Mexican island named the Island of Dolls. It's a tradition on the island that whenever a child passes, a doll is hung from a tree. This is supposed to ease their soul and make them feel more at home. But thanks to the weather in the area, some of the dolls look creepy as they don't have heads and are all very tattered up. Since it's become so creepy, it's turned into something of a tourist attraction, which has led to a lot of people entering the forest. But this has also led to reports of people seeing dolls moving and hearing odd sounds. And many say they've seen ghosts of kids wandering around the abandoned island. Next up is clown. We already know from that ghost girl that trail cams can be seriously creepy. Sure, ghosts are creepy, but their existence is often debated. But one thing that is real and creepy are clowns. Well, one man's trail cam captured a terrifying clown wandering around. We all remember the clown phenomena back in 2016, but this isn't just some guy jumping onto the trend, as this was taken back in 2014, and it was taken in a forest in the middle of nowhere in Iowa, so he wasn't trying to scare anyone as no one was around. Another weird thing about this image is that trail cams are hidden as to not scare off animals. But somehow this man in a clown suit was able to see the hidden camera and scare whoever owned it. Was this the real Pennywise, or is there another explanation for this? Next up is final photos. This is something less sinister than a ghost or clown being found in the woods. Back in 2012, two girls named Lisanne Froon and Chris Kramers went missing. They'd got injured while hiking in the woods. After a few days of them being missing, police found something in the woods. It wasn't the girls, but they did find their camera and their cell phone. They had tried calling 911 days before, but they had no service out in the woods. But the real creepy thing was the photos found on the camera. There were many images of their surroundings, and it was thought they used it as a flashlight, or perhaps an SOS signal to show planes above they were missing. But the mysterious thing is, these girls never turned up again. Do you think they passed thanks to their injuries, or is there another mysterious explanation? Next up is behind the trees. Back in the 1980s, a guy and his friend were hiking near a canyon by some woods. They posed to take a few photos and were amazed at how quiet but huge the canyon was. One guy wanted to take a cool photo of him standing dangerously close to the canyon, so he got his friend to snap the picture. The image remained normal for 14 years, until the man scanned it onto his computer. He then zoomed in and saw something he never noticed on the small print version of the image. There was actually a white-faced man in a black cloak behind him as his friend took the image. He says he feels lucky to be alive, as the guy could have easily pushed him. He instantly called his friend who took the image, and he said he didn't see anyone else at the canyon that day. The scariest thing about this image is that the man looks very ghostly. Do you think this figure is a ghost? Next up is creature. Back in November of 2015, a woman heard some screaming sounds outside her house. She lived next to a woods and left her house to investigate. Around the side of her house, she saw an odd half-developed creature. She snapped a picture of it and uploaded it to Facebook, and it went viral. Many people came up with explanations, and the majority said it was an alien. This may make some sense, as that same night, military jets were seen flying overhead in the area. And as I mentioned, the woman heard a sort of screaming before she found the creature. What do you think this thing could be? Next up is pipes. UVB-76 was a broadcast center which used to broadcast bizarre transmissions. It was owned by the Russian government and was in operation from 1973 to 2010. It was a military number station and was known for coded messages and unexplained tones and buzzing. It was also known for an odd voice that would repeat the phrase UVB-76 and other odd coded messages. But back in 2012, a student named Igor Esteves found the transmission pipes and explored the abandoned base. He found documents about how to dismantle the base inside, and he also found letters saying that workers inside needed to make a quick exit. But the strangest thing he found was a modern-day electrical generator still turned on. Next up is wild children. Years ago, a tribe of wild children were found to be living in the forests of New South Wales, Australia. There were many reported sightings, but back in 2012, the police entered the forest. Inside, they found a tribe of wild kids. There were about 40 members of the tribe spanning 4 generations. They all lived in 2 caravans, 2 wooden sheds, and a few makeshift tents. All of the kids spoke their own unintelligible language and were all deformed in some way. They also behaved in odd ways, screaming and shouting and running up trees. It's a mystery if these kids were ever integrated into modern life, or how their tribe originated. Next up is Slenderman. We all know that sometimes unexplained things can be found in the woods. We all know this from watching movies and videos like this from the comfort of our own homes. But in Russia a few years back, 4 students found this out the hard way. They were walking around a wood in Russia when they decided to take a photo of them. One of them posted it to their VK profile, which is basically the Russian Facebook. But after only a few hours of it being up, one of their friends commented saying, "What's that thing in the background?" And in the background is a mysteriously tall figure. Some say it's just an odd looking tree stump, but others say this is the real life version of the Slenderman, which is a popular creepypasta. Next up is string. Now string may seem innocent and kind of mundane, but in one Japanese forest called the Lost Forest, this is not the case. It's not called the Lost Forest because the forest is lost, but because the people who in it rarely make it out. As a result, many people use string to try and find their way back out after venturing in. However, this often doesn't work, and in the Lost Forest is tons of string everywhere from people who haven't found their way out despite the string. This is yet another example of something that seems innocent being creepy. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the creepiest thing found in woods. And guys, be sure to head over to my new channel, The Crafty. If you comment saying you subscribed on the latest Crafty video, you will get a shout out in the next top 10s video. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe.